YaHUanime is produced by
YaHUanime
Minded Productions.
Shalom, 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 shalom. Welcome to the stories of YaHUanime. YaHUanime. YaHUanime.
YaHUanime. It brings you the facts over everything, brings you the truth, brings you proof, all backed up with scripture for kids and adults. It's the one and only story that tells you what Yahusha
tells us to do and know.
I love you, Heavenly Father, Abba Alua.
Yahusha, for everything and for these people who are watching to YaHUanime.
YaHUanime.
Protect them all, Abba Alua. Yahusha.
From the devil and let all been wake up and stay woke.
Welcome to YaHUanime.
And repent to Yahuwah, Yahusha, Hamashiach, and let them immersed in your mighty name.
And give them all wisdom, knowledge, understanding, guidance, and love, and protect them all from crime.
What's them all to? YaHUanime. Shalom, shalom to the Rabba Abba Alua. Yahuwah.
Masya, YaHUanime.
Love you all so much.
Blessings and pala, our Father prayer.
Abinu basha main kadu saya shamka Yahuwah malakut kabuarat sungka haya ashaba arat kan basha main natan lanu zayum hayum melakamu sala chanu la chadeinu kamu anachu sala chatam la chatatam alanu na halanu la alma sayu yashalanu maralaga haya hamalakut akakyu hakabuda ulam bahasha malkal chamut Yahuwah Yahusha Hamashiach mamuna.
The Abari Palo, so called the Father's Prayer. Welcome all, Shalom by
YaHUanime. YaHUanime.
This, then, is the way you should pray. Our Father, who is in the heavens, let your name be set apart. Let your reign come. Let your desire be done on earth as it is in heaven. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And do not lead us into trial, but deliver us from the wicked one. Because yours is the reign, and the power, and the esteem, forever. Amen.
Stay watching to YaHUanime.
YaHUanime. YaHUanime.
Tuda for watching Mas Pachas, Akutis and Akis. Thanks for watching, family, brothers and sisters. To YaHUanime. Shalom, shalom. YaHUanime. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Hello, everybody. It is me, so-called witch. I love Wicca. I love witchcraft. I do it a lot. My whole life is doing this stuff. And I want you also that you receive my spells. Especially God spells. Hee. Yeah, exactly. So today, I gotta let you watch a video of my beloved Ruach inside of me. And Ruach inside of me is a devil girl and a devil man. Because those are the ones who I obey and I praise daily. Yes, exactly. I love to do voodoo. I love to do witchcraft. I'd love it all. As it is related to the devil, Satan, Hashatan. I do it all the way, folks. So, listen closely and see this video, and I hope you will learn that you can also be like me as a witchcraft girl or man. But I must say to you, in this video, it will tell you how to do, but it also tells you how you go against me and my beloved devil girl and devil boy. So don't get fooled, please. Ignore it all the way. You must follow me if you want to be a Wicca, a witchcraft, and a witch. You must do this exactly how is this pronounced with the Ouija boards and all those names and all those deities we praise daily in our Halloween and the Hallelujah nights, all that stuff, and the clothing what we give for our children. We promote the stuff on their stuff on the clothing with symbols and names and colors and fabrics and the candies where we pray over that they will must buy that candy and they get cursed for their whole life. Is it not pray over that food that the Creator will take it away our spells? But it is not. We make sure that you will not take that away from us. We will make sure that you do whatever. As you could see in the so-called Uname. Yes, sorry, I cannot speak it. That name has literally power, but yeah, we are the power. He has no power. We are the power. But yeah, you get the picture. You watch the series daily, or whatever. But long, thank you for watching, and watch this video carefully. And again, don't be foolish. Just keep on follow us, and not the one who thinks he got it all. We got it all. We are the true love. We are sacrifice everything that has lives in it, especially blood. We drink in the blood, especially from your kids and all those stuff. Yes, exactly. Isn't it not nice? Yes, I thought so. Ha 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 ha. Yes, but yeah, enough talk. Just watch this video. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell. I have no television or telephone or whatever because I don't want them to find me through a network cable or through a connection or whatever. So I let you all go in my mind, in my soul. I let you all dig inside of that because I'm a witch. I can do that. So here we go. Satan, give him the fuel right now.
Hello, everybody. It is me, Devil Girl. I'm back. As you well know, this world is mine. I love this place where I'm at right now, full of fire, and it's not burn me. Because it will burn y'all if I put y'all in my domain. So what I gonna do? I gonna show you how you gonna praise me. What will not please the Barino, the creator YaHUanime. It will praise me. Look, I gonna show you my man. It's called a Devil Boy. He gonna explain to you what you need to know to praise me and my boy Devil Boy. And we go along with all many different forms and different names. That's why we're here. So, let's go to my beloved Devil Boy. He gonna explain how he gonna praise us.
Hello, everybody. It is me, Devil Man, or well-known Devil Boy. Devil Boy is my name. You have heard my wife is talking. She is in the place full of fire. That is in the next door where I'm standing at. So she told you that I must show you how you can praise us, because I have so many deities, demons working for me, and I dwell in them, because I am the bad Ruach. I have so fight daily with the Ruach HaKodesh versus me, because the Ruach HaKodesh is so strong
but I don't want to let him win. So therefore I'm here today to let you go along with me, Devil Boy, and my wife, Devil Girl. Are you ready? Sit tight and learn this lesson how you can praise me. And where you can praise me, don't listen what you see, what they tell to you to do about the Creator. You must better praise me than the Creator. I showed you the proof. So this video shows you how to do, but also shows my secrets what's not you want to know. So don't be distracted about that. Keep on following me, okay? So watch the video.
Ahabu Shalom. This is YaHUanime Assad Ben Yasharal. Just going live at my home, man. Just finished walking and trying to, get my workout on. Slender down a little bit. I'm getting a little portly. Just finished talking to my Aki Yaakov. Y'all know him as Jimmy Jam. Just wanted to break down the word entertainment. It's just been in my ruach, man. This won't be long. It'll be a longer video later on. But right now, I just want to break down the deception and the dangers of entertainment. I want to break down that word entertainment real smooth. I'm gonna slide y'all out the way for a minute. Shalom to all who watching. If you look at this board behind me, I wrote down entertainment. And if you look at the word entertainment means, it comes from the French word intra, which comes from the Latin inter, meaning together, among, and the Latin tenere, which means to hold. Literally, entertainment means to hold you or hold you at bay, just like containment is to put you prisoner. So entertainment is used to hold you at bay. So entertain, hold you to enter you. So this is what I'm talking about. Break down real quick as I go into that. You ever notice a child when you have a child watching television, and the child watches the television, and while watching the television, the child will not even hear you. You'll say, hey, you heard what I'm talking about? You hear me talking to you? Are you ignoring me? And they instantly say, huh? What? That TV has them held captive. Is holding them captive because it's entertainment. The words that we use are in the English tongue are considered spells. That's why you have spelling. You have words like that because the English tongue is a mixture of things to create spells in your life. I'm breaking this down real quick because it's just in my ruach to do so, and then we'll visit this further on. But right now, I just really wanted to take time to break down this piece on entertainment. Another word I want to address is amusement. If you look up the word muse, it comes from the three muses. The three muses were actually the daughters of Zeus. And when you break down that word muse, you can find it in a lot of things. Amusement parks, music, museums. If you go to a museum, it's a place where you do artwork and different forms of entertainment in one place, called a museum. Why? Because they were inspired by muses. That word inspire comes from to be indwelled by the spirits. So you can be inspired by the Ruach HaKadosh of Yahweh and be inspired to write. That's why the men written and recorded in the Book of the Covenant were inspired or indwelled by the Spirit Yahuwah to write down his words. You can be inspired by muses. That's why people make music. So these words are the things which grab us in entertainment, the things that give us what we see in our society as being entertained. Facebook is used to entertain us. That's why a lot of time our teachings, like the teaching I had today, proving the position of the sun and actually how close it is, was deleted simply because they do not want you to know the truth. They just want you to be entertained. That word entertainment is literally used to hold you hostage, so you can be blind from what the enemy is doing. Another breakdown of that word, and you can see this, Hollywood. People don't understand that the term Hollywood comes from Aleister Crowley's teaching in his book Magic. Magic is spelled with a K in that book because the letter K is the 11th letter in the alphabet. In the book Magic, or in the book that Aleister Crowley has written, he says that the most suitable wand for a magician or sorcerer is an 11-inch long wand made of Hollywood. That's why you get the term movie magic, because Hollywood is designed to entertain you, to contain you, and then enter you with these demonic spirits to draw you away from Yahweh. Why do we teach this? Why do we speak like this? Because the word says, by your words you shall be condemned. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that live by them shall eat the fruit thereof. This is book. So I'm going to bring back the comments. Shalom to all those who are watching. Fritz, Springwell, Aki's Fritz, Foxwell, Salakia, all those who are watching right now. I just want to share with you about entertainment. I just want to break down these things. If you back on Aleister Crowley, an 11-inch wand, you know, that's why Harry Potter, and I believe it's at the age of 11, he gets an 11-inch wand and becomes a sorcerer. You know, I'm not versed in Harry Potter, but I know that Harry Potter's story comes from Aleister Crowley, the marking on his head. Aleister Crowley had a mark on him, and he felt like he was the mark of the beast. These are things to keep you contained. Anton Sandor LaVey, or Anton LaVey of the Church of Satan, taught that the satanic altar, the new satanic altar in our time, is the television. Why? Because those things ingrain and engraft into you to become the person that you are going to be. That's why Saturday morning cartoons, they call them, were extra 30 minutes longer than the weekly cartoons. That's why He-Man went to the sorceress to get his powers, and he would hold up his sword and conjure spirits into him to become He-Man. His name was Prince Adam. That's why his faithful tiger he had, Battle Cat, Cringer, will become this vicious cat. That's why Thundercats is made up from Hinduism mysticism. It is designed to draw us from a young age. Cartoons now, you can see those. Rick and Morty are designed for demon worship and dimension jumping. Those things are given to us because we are falling as a people, and it's being fed to us to fall. I'm doing this breakdown real quick, and I'll do a greater breakdown later. But I wanted to just show you that entertainment, that word is to contain you so that the demonic forces can enter you. Salakia. These things are done because we have failed as a people. As a people, we have failed commandments of Yahuwah. Let me get this straight, because I wanna just break this down, and I want to make sure that we getting this clear. So, what I'm saying, and the seriousness of what I'm talking about is this: entertainment. The breakdown of that word. The breakdown of entertainment is because you are being indwelled by Ruach. You are being indwelled by spirits. I'm taking my time because I'm a passionate guy, and I get excited, and I get to the point to where I get so excited that I kind of miss points and things like that. I don't want to miss any points, but I really just want to touch on what entertainment is. As a musician, that's what they called us. See what I'm saying? The muse. As a musician in the world, as a rap artist in the world, I thought it to be okay to say and do things and speak things that were evil. Like, for example, I had a line in one of my raps. I said, I call myself the young Jim Jones because I've learned the art of murdering crowds. That didn't come from me. That came from a spirit that was trying to indwell me and was indwelling me and possessing me to say those evil things. Timothy Durden says, check this out. It is also connected with the word enchantment, which is sorcery. You know that sorcery is condemned in scripture. Entertainment and enchantment and all those things are designed to continue to mystify you so that you can follow after the culture and indoctrination of the world and not of Yahweh. Now as an artist, I do songs to Yahweh. You know, I don't do music per se. And that's the reason why I say that, because those muses were indwelling people. That's why Jay-Z says he gets possessed by the spirits. You know, he says this thing. That's why he says, you know, he freestyles now. And Lil Wayne, and that's why, you know, Lil Wayne has a line in his songs that the H's love him like Satan. You know what I'm saying? That's why he says they love him like Satan. This is a teaching from YaHUanime to get power, to get wealth. It comes from Aleister Crowley, and he taught it. That's why you see the Beatles have Aleister Crowley in the left corner of their Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club album. You have Jimi Hendrix wearing the drum major outfit. You had Lil Wayne wearing the drum major outfit. Multiple artists. Michael Jackson wears the drum major outfit. Those are coming to show that they follow their leader, YaHUanime. Barak Yahweh for just always giving us insight and understanding. Shalom to the 12 tribes that spread abroad throughout the world. Shalom to all of you. I'm just coming as a voice right now to just share this. Maybe it's for somebody right here. I know it was on me and my Ruach to share with Aki Yaakov this Bokar. We chopped it up, had an awesome conversation, and I'm an excited, passionate guy, and so I'm trying to lay back and trying to take my time on it, because I know a lot of times I come off a little harsh and a little hard because I'm so passionate about it. But this is more of a warning and an addressing to those who don't know, because we've been sold into the Goyim's hand by slave ships. And we've been taken into captivity, as Dabarim or Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus Uyakra 26 has said. We've been taken captive into a place where we have followed the patterns of the Goyim, and Yahweh commanded us, do not do as the other nations do, neither call on their mighty ones. I was telling them about how me and my family, my mashpaka, is trying to stop saying cereal, because when you say cereal, it literally is saying Ceres is your Elohim. Ceres is the deity of corn. She is the goddess of corn that the pagans worship. They worship Ceres. That's why in Thanksgiving you see different images of corn and different corn images posted up, because it's dedicated as a harvest to Ceres, the deity of corn. So cereal is literally saying that Ceres is your Elohim. Those are words that they catch us with. Barak Yahweh, Aki Fritz, man, Barak Yahweh. We trying to bring Hakma and Binah, wisdom and understanding to people. That's another thing, wisdom. You know, that's why some Hebrews teach that wisdom is a woman, because they don't understand that the Goyim teach that Sophia is the deity of wisdom. And Sophia is personified as a woman. So, you know, when you see it in the Hebrew text, they say wisdom, she is calling her children or her this, and it's not, because those pagans put those words in there. Just like now, when you see them washing their car, they say, yeah, I'm washing my baby. Isn't she a beauty? Because they're personifying something that does not have a gender. Ruach is really no gender. They're really male in energy, because you see that, because that's why the fallen stars came down to sleep with daughters of men, because there was no female energy in the Shemayim. There was no females in the Shemayim. That's why when Hawa was made for Adam, and they begin to have daughters on the earth, and they begin to have children on the earth, the fallen wanted those women, because there were no women there was no feminine feminine energy in the Shemayim. So there were no women in the Shemayim. So Ceres is a word that or cereal is a word that we should stop saying because of the deity Ceres. You can look this stuff up. I'm just breaking this stuff down. We talk about the days of the week. You know, people tell me, hey, you keep Shabbat on Saturday. No, I do not, because I do not address Saturn's day. You know what I'm saying? When I celebrate my Shabbat is evening to evening. I do not honor Saturn's day. Saturn's day was dedicated to the deity Saturn. Sunday is dedicated to Sol Invictus. Dia Sol Invictus was the day of the unconquerable sun. That's why a lot of churches you see, they say they do sun worship. On their billboards, they have sun worship. Monday was dedicated to the moon. That's why you have lunatics. Back then, a lunatic was somebody who was affected by the tick or the effect of the moon. The lunatics would change. That's why they had lichens. Shamans would tell you there were shapeshifters that would turn into wolves or werewolves and things like that. People think this stuff is crazy. But you know, Aki Sneblin, or Sneblin, he likes his name to be called Sneblin, but Aki Sneblin said that he knew people who could transform into werewolves, and the demonic possession of these people were the number of people that were numbered in San Francisco. If you have if you number the people numbered in San Francisco, that's about as many demons as these people have. They were lunatics. They would be affected by the courses of the moon. Tuesday is Tyre's day. Tyre was the king of Tyre. In the scriptures is Hashatan. Tyre is the king of Tyre is Hashatan, or who we call God or Il, or Satan. Khan Aki Timothy. The days of the week and months are deeply pagan. Khan. We get in the Frigga. Khan Akoti Marian. Friday is dedicated to Frigga. But before we get there, we have to get to Woden's day. They didn't call him Odin. If you look at Ragnarok or Thor movies, you will find Odin is the All-Father. That's actually the image of who you call God. Now you can see. Matter of fact, you can Google the creation of Adam in the painting, and you see the image of Odin. Or in some cultures, in Roman and Greek cultures, Zeus and Odin are the same deity. But Odin is a Norse deity, but they called him Woden. And Woden was where we get Wednesday from. Thursday or Thursday is where we get Thor's Day from. They dedicated to their deity Thor. And that to finish off that unholy trinity, or that trinity of deities, they had Frigga or Friday. That's why people fish fry on Friday. They actually cook fish on Freya's or Frigga's day. That actually was a personification or a feminization of the deity Dagon, or was the fish deity in the Abrit. Dog means fish. Dagon was the fish deity of the Philistines. That's why you have fish fries. If you don't believe me, call Cracker Barrel, or a place that you go to eat and congregate it and enjoy a meal, and ask them when do they serve fish. Most of the time they'll say Friday. Cod is served on Friday or Freya's Day. You know, places like different venues, they serve fish on Fridays. Churches fish fry on Fridays, dedicated to Freya. They don't even understand, because they have adopted a pagan ritual. And I'm taking my time, man, because I'm a passionate guy, and I get excited and I get to screaming and jumping and hollering. And a lot of people say, "Oh man, he's just an angry guy." I'm not angry right now. I'm not even moved about anything that's going on. I'm just trying to share with you the indoctrination of our people. So I'm taking my time, because I know when I teach, a lot of times people say, you know, I come off a little aggressive. So I'm trying to lay back after working out and just really talk to you about what's going on. Shalom, Aki Ben Zayin Yashural. Shalom, John Ray. Shalom, Akoti Sharon. All the people, all the Mushpaka. Shout out to Aki Greg. Shout out to Aki Shaal, Andre Boykin. Shout out to all those, Amir Yahu Shalah, Nabi Yahweh. Carlton Dwayne, shout out to all you who are watching right now. You know, I'm just a vessel. It's an honor to serve Yahweh. It's an honor to move his truth out. In the scriptures, it's clear. He says, "You shall not make any mention of any mighty ones, neither let their names be said upon your lips." Throughout the text, it's completely clear that you should not make any mention of any mighty ones. And those mighty ones are those who we have in our lives now. We say these names not knowing that we are professing and confessing these things over our lives, and because we grow into them. Like, you know, right now, you know, everybody's talking about the issue with Nike. You know, I don't address that issue. I shared a post and I shared a picture with Nike, and I And I showed that image because there's a demon in the flames. If you look at that picture on my page, you can see a goat head with the breast, with the nipples. If it was just smoke and flames, you would not see the nipples on the breast of that demon. But you see the demon of flight in that picture. Nikos was the original name of Nike. It means victory. That's why Yahusha said that he hated the doctrine of the Nicolaitans. The Nicolaitans were those who were willing to conquer the stupid people. That's actually the literal term for it. The Nicolaitans are who you now find as the Roman Catholic Church. They have the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, along with Judaism, along with Islam. They have the doctrines of the Nicolaitans. Nikos means to conquer or victory. Matter of fact, the deity Victoria. Victoria comes from the deity Nike. And you see Colin Kaepernick responding to the deity Nike. You see him have the image of the deity Nike on his logos and things. Why? Because Cap is a Kappa Alpha Psi. He's actually one of a fraternity member. He works with the Greeks. Don't be shocked just because you see skin color that you think that these people are not working together. Greek fraternities know they worship these demons. And they worship these demons by names. Matter of fact, Yahuwah showed us that the deity Nike was in our shoes and in our clothing, and we had to burn them based on the book of Maasa or Acts 19, where they took their curious arts and books and they burned them. I burnt my Nikes, brand new Jordans I had just bought. Brand new Jordans. I couldn't stop looking at them. They were so nice to me, but they had the deity Nike dedicated to him. The owner of Nike, you can look this up. The owner of Nike first made Asics, and he made the shoe Asics. And he said before a business meeting, he had a dream, and the demoness Nike came to him and told him to make her a shoe. And so he dedicated that shoe to the goddess Nike. Nikos was also in the Pergamons or Pergamum dynasty when they began to have the Olympics. They gave him the power of flight. That's why you see a lot of people depicted in Roman and Greek images have wings on their shoes or wings on their ankles, depicting flight, because Nike is the symbol of flight. That swoosh represents the flight of the deity Nike or the demon Nike. But I'm not going to dwell on that too long. I'm not going to argue over, because we know that the cops are killing us in the streets. We know we are being slaughtered. That is Jacob. We know that it's prophecy. I don't have to support a wicked company to keep telling you that they're killing us in the streets. They know they are killing us in the streets. I don't have to boast about a man doing something and a company promoting acts of violence against our people. I don't have to join the bandwagon to do that. I don't have to join the bandwagon to tell you that Nike is evil. Shalom Akoti, she says, my grandson only had 2 pairs of sneakers and both are Nike. Can't afford another pair now. But by your obedience, man, pray to Yahuwah, and you can burn those shoes. You can burn those images. You can destroy those images, and Yahuwah will provide. I did the same thing. I had bought all my children's school shoes, and they were Nikes and Converse and those things. Now every word is a demon, or every word is a deity. Matter of fact, Reebok. Reebok is the African word for antelope. You don't see Reebok being promoted as much. Nike has cornered the market. That demon has cornered the market because he sold his soul to him. Yahuwah is clear on those things. And if you need help, getting some more shoes or something, we'll help you. We'll provide for you, because those things need to be let go out of belief. You believe that Yah is real, and he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. This stuff is not, being a super brew, they call it, or being legalist. No, this stuff is based on the afflictions and the curses of our people. We have been cursed. We have been completely cursed because of what the demon has done to us. Khan is crafty workings. So this right here is just the first part, man. Masha is about to go on lunch, man. I want to spend lunch with her. This is probably part 1. I'll start on part 2 when she leaves, just because I love my baby, man, and I know she wants to spend some time with me. She hadn't got here yet. Shout out to all you across the globe. This is just a piece of touching on entertainment. music industry, entertainment, and all those things called entertainment, being held and contained and entered by demon spirits. Don't fall to entertainment. Nike is still as wicked as is when it started. Matter of fact, Nike spent millions and millions of dollars to redefine marriage in America. Look it up. They spent millions and millions of dollars to redefine what marriage is in America. Don't be fooled by a blackface. Blackface is different now. It's not a white man painting it on. It's those black people who they have as part of their agenda. Don't be fooled by Cap. Tell Gap to lay his Greek cap down. You know what I'm saying? May Yahuwah Barak Atah you all. Yahuwah Barak Atah. That means may Yahuwah exalt you. So, you know, I'm just breaking it down real smooth right now, taking my time just to touch on these points. And after this, we'll pick back up on it, man. Y'all willing? You know what I'm saying? I'm here to just enlighten and just bring edification to the body of Hamashiach Yahusha. And I love you all. Ahaba Shalom. That means full love, peace. This is Watchman Yeshua Saab Ben Yasharal signing off. I will see you very soon. Ahaba Shalom. Mashpaka.
Truth is indeed stranger than fiction. Along with openly swearing in her allegiance to Lucifer or Satan rather than God, Lady Gaga has admitted to being possessed by a spirit entity that influences her music and has admitted that she's embraced her satanic nightmares as the inspiration behind her music. Consequently, Lady Gaga's continual use of satanic imagery is also quite revelatory as to how Satan is using her as a puppet.
Shalom, shalom to all who watching.
Of unsuspecting young people. Sadly, most are unaware that her influence is seducing millions to sink into a spiritual abyss of eternal darkness. Gaga's presence at the 2017 Super Bowl allowed her to influence millions of more people. Lady Gaga glorifies occult symbolism, whether it's her use of Crowleyan symbols like the Egyptian Eye of Horus, which she uses repeatedly, or wearing goat heads of the satanic Baphomet, or a number of other blatantly demonic images, which further reveal her satanic allegiance to the prince and the power of the air, who the scriptures state works through the children of disobedience to deceive the masses and drag them into the eternal lake of fire. Before we look more deeply into these things, Satanists who have come to prominence in the entertainment world have also heavily influenced Lady Gaga. Gaga's close friend, Crowleyan Satanist Marina Abramovich, was catapulted to infamy as one of the...
Now, this is Marina Abramovich. For those that don't know me, I'm Watchman Yeshua Saab Ben Yasharal. This is Marina Abramovich. I want to touch on her for a second, man. I remember as a young child, you remember HBO used to be a hot thing. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you can see me or not. You know, I want to make sure you focus on this right here. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure this is the focus, the main focus is the message of what I'm sharing. Shalom, shalom, Elder Letitia Watts and Hadaya Yasharal. Shalom, shalom. Marina Abramovich, man, back when HBO was a big hot thing, you know, with cable, HBO did a documentary on Marina Abramovich. Marina Abramovich is a witch, a straight witch. Shalom, shalom, Janae. She is a straight satanic witch. Why am I focusing on her and not Lady Gaga? Because Lady Gaga learned everything that she knows as far as occult rituals and spirit cooking and demonic activity from Marina Abramovich. She learned everything from Marina Abramovich. And HBO did a special back when I could have been at least about maybe 14, 15 years old, maybe 16. They did a documentary on Marina Abramovich. She's an artist. And her art is things like she stands in this cubicle and she will urinate. She's a high-ranking witch. She will urinate. Let's say she urinates on a rock. They call that art. She'll be naked. And she'll defecate and smear the defecation on walls. They call that art. Why I'm breaking down Marina Abramovich. Marina Abramovich also was one of the campaign managers for Hillary Clinton in her campaign against Trump. See, this is what you fail to understand and realize, that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are both demons. They're both demons. They're both snakes heads on the same body. They have two snake heads on the same body. They're both evil. So when we're arguing about the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, we don't understand that they're both evil. And so this woman was the campaign manager for Hillary Clinton, and she is a witch. Hillary Clinton already said that she looked up to also Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger was one of the members or main women in the KKK, and her movement was to destroy the Negro race by abortion. She is the founder of Unplanned Parenthood. These are child sacrifices. These are sacrifices of Yaakov. Yahusha has spoken to us about these people coming against us in the word. Malek Daoud, who they call King David, in Tehillim or Psalms 83 says they have taken crafty counsel against us, against your hidden ones, Yahweh, and said, let us cut them off from being a nation or a people. What you don't understand is this is the new plot to get rid of Yasharal. This is the new plot to get rid of Yaakov. They don't always have to do it the way they did it back in hanging us by trees. They are killing off our babies. This is genocide. Why am I going into the dangers of entertainment like this? I am, by the leadership and the following of the Ruach, I am being led to point this woman out as a witch. The reason why I'm pointing this woman out as a witch, you will see that most of your artists deal with her. I'm sharing this video by Good Fight Ministries. They are a Christian group, but I am going to reach out to this group to talk to them about the name YaHUanime and Yahusha. They know exactly what they're doing. These are great exposés. And later on, as y'all will, I'll be doing my own exposés like this as we increase in technology and things. But they did a great expose on this woman. I knew this woman back when I was 15 years old. Didn't know what she was at that time. Didn't understand what she was at that time. But watching HBO, they did a big spread on her. Marina Abramovich, Salakia, I'm back. I don't know what's going on, but you know we trying to bring this truth. Come back. You know what I'm saying? We going to bring this truth out. She actually is over Jay-Z, Beyonce, A$AP Rocky, all the artists you see, Bruno Mars. They follow her at her spirit cooking. Will Ferrell. I'm going to play her, but I wanted you to pay attention to this woman's name. Yahweh says you should not allow a witch to live. That is the commandments of the Most High Yah. Dabarim 18, 9 through 14 breaks down soothsayers, necromancers, enchanters, those who have familiar spirits. That is in your Torah. I just blocked the man that I'm going to put on blast later on. His name is Naeem Smith. I blocked him because he says that voodoo is part of us. That voodoo should be accepted and witchcraft should be used as good as well as it can be used for evil. That is against Yahweh. Yahweh Ga'ar or Yahuwah rebukes you, that anyone that teaches the nation of Yasharal and the people and the sons of Jacob to do witchcraft, that is against Yahuwah. And because Yahuwah is against it, I am against it. You cannot take evil and make it good. You cannot clean that thing that is unclean. I'm going to play this. Give me a moment.
Subjects of the most bizarre of the WikiLeaks revelations tied Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta,
there you go,
and the highest echelons of government to Satanist organizer Aleister Crowley and his satanic sex magic cult. Abramovich, quite like Gaga, likes to dress up like a witch and to adorn herself with goat's heads and devil horns and all sorts of satanic symbolism. Gaga's close friend Abramovich said, quote, "My mother dressed me as a devil when I was 4 years old for a party. I have no idea why she dressed me as a devil. I think tomorrow."
She says, my mother dressed me as a devil when I was 4 years old for a party. I have no idea why she dressed me as the devil. I think to mark my life. If you look at Aleister Crowley, he said his mother called him the great beast as a term of endearment because she said he was such an evil child. She called him the beast of the Bible. And he said because of that, it was a spirit or ruach that was invited in to make him believe that he was the beast of the Bible. That he was the beast of the Bible. Do you understand this? And so he became the wickedest man on earth. He made a book called Magic, book called 777, a book called The Law of Thelema. These books are used by your stars and entertainers to become rich and famous by sacrificing children, people, and other things, animals included, to become rich and famous and powerful in the entertainment industry. Last time we talked about this on the Dangers of Entertainment Part 1, I told you that entertainment, the word Hollywood is a sorcerer's wand, a wand made of holly. A magic wand is made of holly. That's the preferred sorcerer one. That's why it's called Hollywood. They are using this to pull us in. And because we are still worldly and we are still secular in our mind, we haven't become Kadash to Yahweh yet. We haven't become completely sold out to Yahweh. That music and those movies are drawing us into witchcraft. They're drawing us into witchcraft. Latonya White says those who praise and worship Yahweh should not be filling their minds and ears with the worship of these artists. That is exactly correct. You should not have these people in your CD players or in your platform. The reason why is just like someone gets a platform up and says that they are in worship to Yahweh. When they do worship songs to Yahweh, we lift our hands to receive and join into that and partake in that worship to Yahweh. When you listen to these artists, and Lady Gaga says Judas is the demon she clings to. When you listen to Lady Gaga and you listen to that artist, you are taking on the demon of Yehuda, or who she calls Judas by the King James Bible, who had a spirit of suicide upon himself. That's why the gay children were killing themselves during this time that Lady Gaga was Mother Monster and her reign was coming up. It had nothing to do with bullying. I bet everyone here watching right now has been bullied. It had nothing to do with bullying. What it was she was conjuring up a spirit of suicide by saying Judas was the demon she clinged to in the song Judas. See, this stuff has spiritual connotations to it. It's not just a game. That's why I take witchcraft seriously. That's why I take voodoo seriously. Obeah, Santeria, Palo Mumbai, the Yoruba culture that takes in the ancestry worship. That's why I take it serious, because this woman says my mother dressed me as the devil when I was 4 years old for a party. I have no idea why she dressed me as the devil. I think to mark my life. That's what Marina Abramovich wrote in The Artist is Present in 2012. Why is Marina Abramovich a part of this? Because she is part of the Democratic Party that is promoting to our black people that we should kill our children because it's your body, ladies. It's not your body. Yahweh created your body. It is not your body to abort your children. It even says in the book of Hanok that the demon Khadijah or Khadijah, in some writings, it says that demon introduced killing the child in the embryo by the serpent's sting. Abortion was created by demons to kill off the seed of Yaakov. You notice that at every black community, every project, every ghetto, you have a clinic. In Miami and Liberty City, there were many clinics when I lived down there of abortion to kill off our babies, our children. You do not see them in the white communities. You do not see them. Why? Because Hashatan knows he is doing crafty counsel against our people, against Yahweh's hidden ones, to let us be cut off from being a nation. They are confederate against us. But us as a people, we have become so enamored with the world that we're around that we don't pay attention to satanic agendas that's coming against us as a people. This is the Ruach Yahweh warning us as a people to become Kadash so that he can save us. There is no political leader that can save us. Obama was a part of this agenda, Trump is a part of this agenda. You cannot escape by putting a black man on a platform in this captivity that we are in, the land of our captivity. You cannot escape the curses that have fell upon our people. You cannot say because he is black, I will trust him, because these Greek fraternities, these Masonic fraternities, the Republicans have Bohemian Grove, where they cross-dress and dress as transgender women, and they dance before the owl that represents Moloch, the demon of Kamash in the scriptures, or Kayun it is called in Amos 5:26. These demons are worshipped by your politicians. They are worshipped by your judicial systems. They are worshipped by your police. They are worshipped by your pastors. They are worshipped by your community leaders. Shalom, Aki Greg. Listen to what I'm saying to you. In order to turn and in order to get this right, the Day of Atonement is coming. The Day of Atonement is coming up on us. And watch this. And the Day of Atonement, if you look at YaHUanime or Leviticus 16, the goat that they call the scapegoat, where the crimes of Yasharal were put upon, was laid upon Azazel, one of the demons or the fallen that caused man to fall. These are demons that these people worship. These are regents. If you look at their CDs, they take their CDs to satanic temples and they pray regents over them. What is a regent? If you look at Ephesians 6, you see that Apostle Shaul, who they call Apostle Paul, says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness, principalities, spiritual darkness in high places. What is that principalities? Those are regents. Those are rulerships of demons. And these people have subjected themselves to it. Listen, there is not one Hashatan. There are Hashatanim, the adversaries. There are many fallen. There's a third of the Shemayim that came with the first one called Gadriel. And then there's 200 plus that came down in the time of Yarad, our ancestor, the father of Noah. They came down and they became worshipped on the earth as mighty ones and deities, and different religions were created from them. These people are wicked. So Marina Abramovich, she was marked as a child, she believes, by her mom to follow the devil. Let me tell you something. Don't think that just because you are in this Hebrew so-called, and I say Abrit walk, that there are not witches among us trying to spy out our freedom. As the book of Galatians said, they are spying out our freedom so they can bring us back into bondage. You must walk in obedience, forgiveness, and repentance unto Yahweh. Shalom, shalom. I'm going to keep playing this. I'm not going to make this video long. We'll pick back up, but I want you to see this.
Marked my life, end quote. According to WikiLeaks, Abramovich invited Hillary's campaign chairman, John Podesta, to her home for a satanic spirit cooking dinner as though it was a routine practice. This gives us incredible insight into the satanic practices of the political elite at the highest echelons of government. Some of WikiLeaks' statements regarding the revelation stated, quote, Tony Podesta by day, mild-mannered foreign agent for Saudi Arabia, by night, spirit cooker. Or,
look at that. Tony Podesta by day, mild-mannered foreign agent for Saudi Arabia, by night, a spirit cooker. Podesta was on Hillary Clinton's board to run for president. This is not a black movement. This is not a black freedom thing, the Democratic Party. I call it the Democratic Party. This stuff is real serious, but that's not where I'm going to the full extent. I want you to see this. I'm going to keep playing.
The Podesta's a spirit cooking dinner? It's not what you think. It's blood, sperm, breast milk, but mostly blood.
Look at this. It's not what you think. It's blood, sperm, breast milk, and mostly blood. It says, with a sharp knife, cut deep into the middle finger, and then of your left hand, and eat the pain. That is quoted from Aleister Crowley. Let me tell you something. Lady Gaga's, let me get that light again. Lady Gaga's Salakia. Lady Gaga's perfume called the Fame Monster. In that perfume, she confesses and she tells people that it has blood and sperm in it. It has her blood and sperm in it. When you buy it, it is completely black. But when you spray it, it comes out clear. Why? Blood and sperm, or blood and semen, and breast milk, those are issues mentioned in the scriptures. And those issues are seen as unclean when mixed into witchcraft spells. You need blood, sperm. All these are ingredients from Aleister Crowley's book. If you, in the book Magic, and in this book Law of Thelema, and many books like that, he teaches you how to conjure demons. Aleister Crowley himself conjured a spirit called Awus. And that demon that said it was personified as the YaHUanime, or the Satan of what you call your Bible. These things are real. These things are real. That's spirit cooking. If you look up spirit cooking, you'll see a woman laying there on her back and they're eating from her. That woman could possibly be dead. But I know, but the fact that they are mixing blood and semen and breast milk into these mixtures and then painting with them. This stuff is done to conjure spells. Now you say, well, I'm not doing that. But you're listening to the very artists that are. Beyonce is part of this. I can tell you that she came to Gaston, Alabama. She came to Gaston, Alabama, where I'm originally from. My hometown, my city. And she was immersed into the Illuminati at Nakalula Falls. Why? Because her dad, Matthew Knowles, his family is from that area. And she had to go to where her father was to be baptized into the Illuminati. And they stretched out what they call vellum, witch's skin, and she signed a deal on that blood. That's why when she came into town, everybody was excited because she bought band uniforms to Litchfield. It was a cover-up. And there was a witch in the city boasting about being with Beyonce as she signed this deal. Y'all don't understand. This stuff is not a game. Jay-Z, don't be fooled because you see shalom on his shirt. He's had shalom in Arabic and the modern Hebrew, and it says peace on his shirt. Don't be fooled because you see Jay-Z doing the things that he do, trying to become deep or awaken. He knows that he's following evil spirits. Kendrick Lamar follows this woman just like they do. He is just designed to get the so-called awakened Hebrews to follow him because he makes songs called Yah. And you see him when he performs have Deuteronomy 28:68 on the bars as he performs. Don't fall for that. It says, if possible, even the very elect will be deceived. Do you hear me? If possible, even the very elect will be deceived. But we're not ignorant of the enemy's devices. Don't you keep falling for the same okie-doke. They are trying to do to you the same way that you fell for Christianity. They are trying to make a religion out of something that is righteous. They are trying to make you think that if you do this in a certain order or a certain format, that you can get the good will or the good favor from Yahweh. Obedience is how do you receive that favor. Obedience is how you receive favor from Yahweh. Reading that Torah and walking in it. I'm telling you this. I'm trying to hold back tears because I'm telling you what the Ruach is telling me to tell you. I am telling you, at one point, Yasharal, are we going to leave this world behind and follow him? Hallelujah. I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of this. And for the sake of time, we're going to pick back up on this.
Yet another WikiLeaks, quote, Podesta participated in potentially satanic spirit cooking. In an email revealed by WikiLeaks in June of 2015 by Abramovich,
I'm going to skip a little bit.
John Podesta's brother, July 9th, Marina wants you to come to with spirit cooking. We know that Abramovich was using much of Crowley's spirit cooking recipe.
Here we go.
Worshippers of the DNC hanging out with Satanists and being invited to their rituals.
I skipped a little bit.
This stuff up,
I want you to see this.
The satanic ritual, which Podesta was expected to attend, as you shall see, if done according
That's
to
pig's blood she is pouring.
which Abramovich
The blood of swine.
following involves child sacrifice.
Come on.
Most everyone missed the child sacrifice connection with spirit cooking. We know that Abramovich was using much of Crowley's spirit cooking recipe for devil worshippers because she documented this for us in a video where you can see her writing down many of the ingredients for spirit cooking.
Look up Marina Abramovich.
Much time praising the satanic spirit cooker Abramovich, even claiming her influence on her life.
Before I go there and tell you, she took pig's blood to do this artwork, they call it, this so-called artwork. And she used pig's blood to invoke a demon of sacrifice. She took pig's blood. That's what you see her smearing, that's posting that spell of using sperm, breast milk, taking a sharp knife and cutting your middle finger on your left hand and eating the pain. That was written in pig's blood. YaHUanime or Isaiah in the book 65, it says to Yahweh, your sacrifices is as pig's blood unto him. They are abominable when it's pig's blood. These demons are knowingly using people who have submitted themselves to follow after him. Lady Gaga is not the only one that's demonic. Look up the song she did with Beyonce, Telephone. Look up the songs that she's done with these artists. Look up Nicki Minaj and the song that she has with the little rainbow colored fruit punk that they call Tekashi. These songs are not just average stuff. If you look up the song that Nicki Minaj and Tekashi has called Fifi, at the beginning of the song they're doing what we call patty cake. Why do you think they're doing that? On Disney movies, if you look at Who Framed Roger Rabbit, patty cake was the symbolic symbol for having sex. That's why they do. They're trying to reach your children. And if you're not vigilant enough, if you're not diligent enough to guard them, and says, thus says YaHUanime in my house, you will lose them. You will lose them. As for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh. Or they call Joshua 24:15. You need to stand for your house because he's trying to take your house. Because in order to take the house, you must first bind the strong man. That chick was using pig's blood. I'm about done with this because I'm going to close this video, but we're going to pick back up. I want this one to sink in.
Marina, I think you are so wonderful, so beautiful and inspiring, and as a woman, I want to translate what her work means into my own life on a domestic level. I am obsessed with this woman. She is so incredible.
The satanic spirit cooking ritual is better known as the cake of light ritual among Crowleyan Satanists, and is like a blasphemous satanic sacrament practiced by Crowley's OGO members that mocks Jesus' Last Supper and partaking of bread in remembrance of Jesus' love and death for the sins of the world to deliver them from hell. As you can see, she also...
Now here's the trick. The reason why I'm sharing Good Fight Ministry. See right here, I don't have the footage back to back and great editing like they have. But you notice that right after he talks about Satan, he mentions JC. You get what I'm saying? That's the trick of the enemy. Why? Because a kingdom divided cannot stand. JC, who he calls Jesus, is connected to this. That transgender demon is connected to this. And see, that's why I'm praying for Good Fight Ministries. I'm praying for Good Fight Ministries because they are owned to Satan's works when it comes to the pure, uncut darkness. But he misses Satan's work by taking the Kadash and awesome and all-powerful name of Yahusha and converting it and perverting it into Jesus Christ. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. And so it leaves another form of blindness there. That's why it says YaHUanime can masquerade himself into the angel of light. You know, he said that this was done from OTO. The OTO is Ordo Tempo Orientis. That's what the OTO is. And many people have sold their souls from the ranks of Greek fraternities. to Freemasonry, to Eastern Stars. They have sold their souls to Hashatan, and because of that, they fall into these orders. This spirit cooking. Look at the symbols. If you notice some of the symbols down here, one of the main symbols, guess what? Is the hexagram, or what you call the Star of David. Malik Daoud never had a star. He never had a star. You may lie and say that it's the shield of David. He never had a symbol that was the shield of David. He says, Yahweh is my rock and my shield. He never had a star of David. Read that book and rightly divide the word of truth. Yahweh is my star and my shield, my sword and my shield, my buckler, my foundation. Listen to what he's saying in those Psalms. You never see him point this out. This is where the term hex comes from. It comes from the hexagram, or that star. Why do you think the Hebrews are so comfortable having that around their chest that they scream words of blasphemy and words of curse to the people in the streets? That is a hex that they're putting on you. That's a hex that they have on their chest. Matter of fact, look up the name Rothschild. Meyer Rothschild changed his name to Rothschild to represent, guess what? Red shield. The red star of David, they call it, which actually is the star of Renfan. That pig's blood she's spreading, she makes that star as one of the ingredients on her symbols that she put. We're going to go into Halloween and how Halloween has created symbols. Those sorcerers, if you looked at those sorcerers, they had stars and moons and different symbols on their clothes to perform these workings of Satan as sorcery. That's why when you see Fantasia or Google the Sorcerer's Apprentice in Mickey Mouse, notice that his pointed hat and his outfit that he has as a sorcerer has stars and moons on it. These are different symbols to invoke different regions of demons and falling upon oneself to perform these ritualistic demonic acts. It's the same with your so-called Star of David. Malek Daoud did not have a star. It was Malek Shalamah who fell to his women's demons that they worship, and he built high places for them. Who you call Solomon, he built high places for these demons. And one of those demons, Kamush, had a star. It was the star of Kayun to Malak. Malak means king. It's why you see it in the scriptures like that. The deity's name or the deity's reference in Abrit was Kayun. If you look in Acts 7, it's actually Renfan. That is the star of that demon Renfan. Let me tell you something. Jay-Z and all your people that you follow, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Robin Thicke, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, all these people are under subjection to the homosexual agendas of witchcraft and spirit cooking that come along with Marina Abramovich. Aleister Crowley, now watch this. Now if they follow Aleister Crowley, he was a known bisexual, homosexual man who used heroin and other strong drugs, and he references these things in order to do his magic and witchcraft. This is YaHUanime bin Yasharal. Just on this point right here, we will pick back up to this. Just let this soak in, and I will be back. I want to make these videos short so that you'll take your time and walk through them. Abba Yahweh, I ask you that this video will not just go in one ear and out the other, but people become diligent and vigilant for your Torah, that they will watch the workings of the enemy and walk in the truth. In the name of all names, Yahweh Yahusha, Amanah, Shalom, Akutut, and Akim. Shout out to the 12 tribes of Yasharal, scattered abroad, and to all those who are keeping the commandments of Yahuwah Yahusha, which is the Mashiach and our Creator and Master. Ahabu Shalom.
Welcome back. This is how I operate. Operate to all those artists. As a witch, I do it all to all y'all. Did you like it? I hope so. And keep on following me, don't forget. I see you in the next videos of YaHUanime. Yeah. See you then.